but this is the danger of the top two guys, and that nuclear weapon that is.
Whoa, hello, goodbye. Score! In the back of the net. And shoots, score!
Of Serie A action. We'll bring you so much of it here on DAZN.
Magnificent. That is tremendous.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Going deep for it all. Devontae Smith. He has got it. Touchdown.
Your Eagles are world champions again.
DAZN is the home of boxing.
Really spurs you on, gets you going. Let's make history.
Pure power.
Oh, there's no way back from this, surely.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy.
Every single day, you know, the usual mom stuff.
All right, so you can tell me where we're going now?
Absolutely not.
Why?
I'm telling you till you.
No, I'm telling you.
No way I'm telling you.
Oh.
Sorry. You take it.
Please, you should take it.
Okay. I can't do this anymore. No more love stories.
Thank you.
It's exhausting. Wow. This is not going anywhere.
Excuse me?
This is.
When you've done enough, Uber Eats.
If you love the fight, you'll love the game.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go.
How do you like it?
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. Weigh in live on DAZN.
All right, people, it's day 4. You know what day 4 is, don't you? Weigh-in day. Now, as DAZN is the global home of boxing, it's only right that the weigh-ins are at the official home of British boxing, York Hall, Bethnal Green, where so many big bouts have taken place, and today we make it official. All the checks have been done. One final check. They got to weigh in, make sure they make weight, and it's showtime on Saturday. Buckle in, people, it's going to get interesting. It's weigh-in day.
Just like their fathers did all those years ago, on November 15th, live on DAZN, Chris Eubank Jr and Conor Benn relight the family feud once more.
There's just so much dislike between the two. It's going to catch fire again.
Bad blood, genuine hatred. The story is like no other.
Conor Benn, he put on a great fight. He went out there and he did what I did not expect him to do.
Back comes Benn.
It's always hard processing a loss. Nobody prepares to lose.
This fight living up to all the hype.
After I dispatch this kid again, for sure we're looking to get more time. You tried and you failed, and you're going to fail again this time.
No doubt, November 15th, you get a better version.
They cannot wait for this fight.
I don't give a damn when this kid wants to fight. We're going to fight when I want to fight. I won.
He's going to be like the 13th round. I think we're going to get another classic.
Here we go. Always looks good in the night, doesn't it? London. On a London evening, it's wet, it's windy, but that doesn't matter. We've moved from Canary Wharf, where we were for the last 3 days, to the gritty side of East London at Bethnal Green, and we are at the traditional home of British boxing, York Hall, for the weigh-ins for unfinished business. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2, which will take place live and exclusive on DAZN tomorrow at the magnificent Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tony Bellew, Carl Frampton has joined us as well. They're making a racket now. The noise levels have gone up in here as well.
You'd think it'd turn that music down for us, Tony. My God.
Yeah, just DJ, if you can, just a little bit. Carl, I spoke to Tony yesterday. I got his thoughts on where he is in terms of how he thinks the fight will be won and lost. I haven't heard your thoughts on it. How do you think this fight's going to be won and lost as we see them hit the scales this evening?
I think it's going to be a similar fight to the last time. I think that Eubank looks to have done the weight easier. He looks like he's a little bit more comfortable in fight week. Ben looks a little bit bigger as well, as if he's grown into the weight. I picked Eubank to win the last one. I just feel that the last fight will have taken more out of him at his age than it will of Conor Benn. You got to remember, Ben was out of the ring for over a year prior to that first fight. There's been a quick enough turnaround as well. The fact that Eubank had a few days in hospital, I am edging towards Conor Benn here, but nothing would surprise me. The only thing that would surprise me is if it's a dull fight. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, father time waits for no one, right? And
correct.
Chris Eubank Jr. is now 36, and as you say, I mean, that fight did take a lot more out of him than it did Conor Benn. And I guess Chris wanted the fight to be in November as opposed to September as well. Maybe that's an indication that he needed a couple more months to get his body right for this one. How do you see it, Tony? Now that we kind of know what these fighters have weighed, how do you see it?
The styles aren't going to change. You can't completely reinvent yourself in a couple of months, you know, in the space of 6 months. So it'll be a super fight again. It will be absolutely outstanding, you know, from start to finish. They only know one way, Addy. Chris Eubank Jr. is not as good a boxer as he likes to believe he is. He's actually a better fighter than he is a boxer. I keep touching upon this. And Conor Benn only knows one way. So when you get a guy who's not the best boxer in the world and gets hit, and then you've got a guy who constantly attacks and is on the front foot, you've got a recipe that is going to make for a great fight. So it's simple, really. It's not, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know these two could have 10 fights and all 10 will be brilliant.
What do you make of the introduction of Bomac? Obviously, he was there for the Liam Smith fight, and many say that was one of Chris's best performances in recent years. What do you make of him coming back?
Well, it doesn't surprise me. Bomac is, I mean, he's a great coach. He's got Terence Crawford, maybe the best fighter on the planet right now. It doesn't surprise me. Look, Eubank's changed trainers throughout his career. Yeah. I would love to know how many he's actually had. Since
he's had more trainers than Nike.
Yeah. But there's been a lot. I don't always like it, but if this is something that he always does, then he's going with a good one in Bomac.
Good on him. It works for him. He gets one career. Yeah. He's got to make the most of his career. So good on him for changing trainers. He's had a different perspective, a different way of training with each and every coach. And that has brought him on as a fighter. There is no two ways about that. The more coaches you experience in your career, the better, in my opinion. That doesn't mean to say that you should be changing every time. Because once you get the right coach and you click, that's where you usually stay. And I was very fortunate I came across Dave Calder, an amazing coach, but like I said, he's waiting to find his perfect coach. It's quite obvious that's why he keeps changing.
One thing he did say to us a couple of days ago, he was in studio after he did his media public workout, and I think it was Barry Jones asked him a question about, do you struggle listening to coaches? Because he does come across as someone that only listens to himself, and he said he does. He finds it difficult not listening to his own advice. So maybe he's got someone there in Bomac who, because of what Bomac's done and who Bomac is, you've got to listen to him.
I mean, that's a naivety if you're not listening to your coach. Like Tony just touched on, he's a good fighter, but he's not a great fighter. So you can't do it all on your own. You need to take advice from a coach, and maybe, you know, there's big egos involved and big characters, so maybe he's clashing with coaches and falling out with people. I'm not quite sure, but to say that he doesn't listen to coaches, what do you have a coach for? He may as well just sit in the corner on his own then.
Might as well get someone to give you the drink, because you're paying him 10% for absolutely nothing.
Remember when his dad was in his corner early in his career and his dad didn't say anything to him? Did he? Remember he kind of looked at him? So I feel like he's almost taken from that.
But even that, I imagine the dad was the same. I don't know if the dad listened to Ronnie Davies too much. Didn't look like it anyway. But
yeah, Ronnie, you've seen him give him a slap in the corner many a time, tell him straight. Ronnie Davies is a really good coach, and he knows boxing. He's a fighting man, and he knows the game, he knows the sport. So someone like Ronnie you know, you want him around. And listen, regardless of what I think of his dad as a person and a human being, he was an amazing fighter.
Yeah.
And Ronnie Davis guided him throughout his career, so that speaks volumes.
Yesterday was perfect, wasn't it, in terms of his dad being there at the press conference. That mini face-off that we saw, I mean, this shot here is insane. The way Eubank kind of makes a beeline for Nigel, and Nigel just comes from out of shot into the frame as well. I mean, that's fantastic. That's a poster for all posters. That's going to be on T-shirts in years to come. That's a great shot.
You'll never see this again. You'll never see anything like this again. So that rivalry that stems back so far, and the way it does, you'll never see it again.
And I guess to add to it, to have two sons that put on what they did in April. It's all well and good you have sons that are boxers, which is great, congratulations. But to have sons that put on the show they did in April as well, I mean, both dads must be so proud.
Absolutely. I mean, they're two hard men. There's not many people can put themselves through what them two guys did without thinking about quitting. And maybe that was a thought in their head on the night, this is getting really tough, I'm going to get out of here. But when you bite down the gum shield and you push through that, that makes you a hard man. I want my son to be a hard man, so no doubt that these boys, their dads, are extremely proud of what they've done.
What's that like? A question to both, really. What's that like in a fight when it is getting very, very difficult and you do have to find, either you bite down on the gum shield or you find a way out? What's that like, and how easy is it to make that decision that I'm going to bite down on the gum shield?
It's either in you or it's not. I don't know how to quit. You can't teach that. That's not something that can be taught in the gym. That's not something a coach can give you or pass on. You've either got it or you haven't. When the proverbial stuff that comes out the backside of the fan, you find out what's inside. You really do. You find out where you're at, and you find out, can I do it? And believe you me, it's lonely, it's hard, it's the dark moments that you go through.
I'm not just saying this, and Tony, I know Tony's exactly the same as me. I would always, always, always rather go out flat on my back than stay on my knee or walk out. Jimmy Moore saved me in my last fight, and I was really annoyed. I was thinking, don't do that to me, don't do that to me. But in hindsight, when you look back, he's a coach who has the fighter's best interest at heart, and he made the right decision. But at the time, I was furious, absolutely raging.
When I went at the end of round 7 against Usyk, and as we know, I'm ahead on 2 cards, and I'm judging on the 3rd card. At the end of round 7, I told Dave in the corner, I can't breathe, I'm exhausted. Dave, as a coach, at that time is supposed to go, that's it with the towel. He knew fair, well and play. He throws that towel, I'm going to throw him out the ring. And I love Dave Calder, he's the best professional coach I was ever around, but understand, I've walked in here, I'll walk out and I'm going out on my shield, because that's what I'm about. I'm not proud of it. I'm not. It's not a badge of honour. But believe you me, to beat me, you better be willing to go as far as I am, and I'm willing to die to win. And that's a bad thing to say, but I'm sorry, it'd be embarrassing, but that's just where I'm from. That's what I'm about.
And I guess
imagine the distance Tony can throw Dave Caldwell. By the way, Dave's shorter than me, believe it or not. We need to get Dave on set every now and again.
It's just, listen, some fighters either have that mentality. We did. I've climbed off the floor. I've been dropped flat on me base and climbed up. It's a dark place to go in, but I'm not going to lie and say I felt this and I felt that. I don't. I just get up and I want to fight. I've got to fight.
And I guess that's the beauty of this fight, because both of those guys are this.
They've got that mentality.
They've got that from their dads, isn't it? That's what Conor has. That's certainly what Chris Eubank Jr. has.
That doesn't come from the fathers. That comes from them.
And the fact that they have it with the upbringing that they had, they've never had to fight for anything in their lives. So you have to give them even more credit that they can put their bodies through that.
Carla said, as fighters, we've come, 99% of us, we've come from nothing, and our dream was to get to the silk pajamas and the relaxing stage. These kids were born in silk pajamas, and they've thrown them off, and they've gone into the fire. I commend them so much, because to go through what we've gone through, and to be the champions we've been, and the nights, the lonely runs, the training, the workouts, it's so tough. They chose this life. This is all we had. We didn't have anything. This is what we do. That's what we are. They chose this, had they? It's insane, and I commend them both. The two of them are warriors.
And we thank you both as well, because it's produced what we're going to see on Saturday. All right, let's remind you of the fight card. That's the main event we've been talking about. It really is a good undercard as well. Mickey Talon from the same neck of the woods Tony Bellew from. He takes on DAZN Shahid. Sam Gilly versus Ishmael Davis for the vacant British and Commonwealth Super Welterweight titles. Richard Biatpor's second fight in the heavyweight division takes on Tommy Welch, who was talking a good game at the press conference. Adam Azim versus Kurt Scooby. That one has almost caught fire, hasn't it? Almost becoming the fight a lot of people now want to see. Jack Cattrall now at 147 pounds. Now with a new trainer, Bozy Ennis, takes on Eka Usman, coming off his career best win against Josh Taylor. And then the main event that we've been speaking about, not just for months, for years. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2 for bragging rights and a lot more than that. Wow, all right. It's time to get the show on the road. Your call is packed to the rafters. They're going to enjoy this one. It's time to start the weigh-ins. Let's throw it over to your MC, Mr. Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official weigh-in for the ring. Unfinished business. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2 tomorrow at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. We would first like to give a special thank you to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority and Saudi Boxing Federation, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. This event is being brought to you by Riyadh Season, Sella, Ring Magazine, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, and Ben Shalom for Boxer, in association with Frank Warren for Queensberry and Gold Star Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Everlast, BYD, Cleans, Movember, Mr. Q Casino, and Betfred. A big thanks to those great sponsors. A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that this event will be broadcasted live, worldwide, exclusively on DAZN, and the last remaining tickets are available to buy now at ticketmaster.co.uk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, London, England, let's get the weigh-in process started here at historic York Hall. Our first two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round flyweight contest. Let's first welcome from Bradford, Yorkshire, England. His professional record, 4 wins, 2 defeats, and 2 draws. Here is DAZN Fizi Shahid. And now let's welcome from Liverpool, England. He had a stellar amateur career and now is a professional, undefeated with 10 wins, 1 win by knockout. Here is Mikey, the Omen Talon. And we will welcome first to the scale, DAZN Shahid. 112 pounds for DAZN Fizi Shahid. Now to the scale, Mikey Talon. 111.8 for the undefeated Mikey the Omen Talon. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round flyweight contest.
Okay, as they welcome the fighters on the stage, we welcome Adam Smith to the studio. Adam, thank you very, very much. The voice of boxing Mikey Talon, so many people talking about him. Good opportunity to impress in what will be a big stage tomorrow.
Thanks, Addy. I really like Mikey Talon. He took his opportunity in Vegas ahead of the Canelo-Crawford event, and he's impressed His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, and he is a very, very fine young prospect. Trained by Joe Gallagher, of course. Wonderful to see Joe after his cancer battle free and doing what he does best. I think he's, yeah, a real talent.
All right, let's hear it from Fazan Shahid first. He's on stage with Jamie Ward.
Okay, Fazan, how good is this? Look, you've had that smile on your face all week. This is just the weigh-in, by the way. How have you enjoyed the week, and how determined are you to match the enjoyment of the week with a big win tomorrow night?
You know what? I'm happy just to be here. These opportunities that come to people like us in Bradford. I'm in a big city. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm lovely it. And I just want to thank everyone that was involved. Obviously, thank you to Turki Al-Sheikh, Matchroom, everyone. You know, I've enjoyed it, and Saturday, you'll see what I'm about, I can promise you. This smile is just a smile, but you'll see on Saturday.
Top man, Fazan, wish you the very best of luck on Saturday night, of course, tomorrow live on DAZN. Mikey, over to you. What a stage. Look, you're no stranger to the big stage now in your young professional journey, but does this one feel extra special, do you think?
Yeah, this is my first stadium fight, so can't wait to go Saturday night, and just want to thank His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh for giving me another massive opportunity, and I won't let him down on Saturday again.
Final prediction, Fazan's up for it, by the way. He's here to win. Is that what you want?
Yeah, you know, that's going to bring the best out of me, so good luck to him, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Top man, Mikey, wish you the best of luck tomorrow night.
Good boy, that, Tony. He's from your neck of the woods. Yeah. Very, very confident. Obviously, Joe Gallagher looks after him as well. Everyone's hoping that, you know, we will see something special tomorrow, and who knows what can happen in 2026 for him.
Definitely good fighter, bright future. Quick fights back-to-back is what he needs. You know, this is the kind of builds momentum, gives him confidence, and keep him out there and busy out.
All right, let's go back to Thomas Schreiber to continue the weigh-ins.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant British and Commonwealth Super Welterweight Championships. Let's first welcome the challenger from Leeds, Yorkshire, England. His professional record, 14 wins, 3 defeats. 6 of his 14 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Ishmael, the Black Panther Davis. And now let's welcome the defending champion. From Walthamstow, London, England. His professional record, 18 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw. 9 of his 18 wins come by way of knockout. Tomorrow, the reigning and defending Commonwealth Super Welterweight Champion, Sam Magic Man Gilly. First to the scale, the challenger, Ishmael Davis.
It's 9 ounces.
152.9 for the challenger, Ishmael, the Black Panther Davis. Now to the scale, the defending champion, Sam Gilly. 154 pounds for the defending champion, Sam Magic Man Gilly. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest for the vacant British and Commonwealth Super Welterweight Championships.
Fan.
to go out tomorrow night and shine. But Ishmael Davis, what a fighter. He's answered the calls so many times in recent years, has given really good performances against the likes of Josh Kelly, last time out against Kevin Ayepo in Belfast. Maybe this is Ishmael's big night.
It possibly could be, but he needs to start winning these fights, Adam. He keeps coming out on the wrong side, and he's got to get a win over the door.
It's a 50-50 call.
It's a 50-50. It's a really good fight. Ishmael Davis, by the way, I've never seen a fighter in that shape. Incredible shape, but Big Tony's right. He needs to win tonight. Tomorrow night, sorry.
All right, let's hear it from Ishmael Davis. He's speaking to Jamie Ward.
Okay, Ishmael, absolutely no stranger to the biggest of stages, but does this feel like perhaps the most important opportunity of your career so far?
Yeah, it's the biggest, man. British title. I say it's second to the WBC, but listen, I want to win, and I want to do it in a style. So Saturday night, Black Panther's coming out.
It's been very respectful between you and Sam Gilly all week, but what was going through your mind there in that final face-off?
Listen, it's just another boxer, man. You know, we got to put our skills to the test, and I believe I'm the better fighter, and I'm going to show it on Saturday night.
Wish the best of luck tomorrow night, Ishmael Davis. Over to the Magic Man, Sam Gilly. Sam, you said earlier this week that you've had to try and put it to the back of your mind that it's at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, that is for the British title. They keep reminding you with a Spurs song every time you enter the stage. Why is it important for you that you don't necessarily get caught up in the occasion?
Because at the end of the day, there's a boxing ring there, and that's where the business is going to take place. Listen, it's lovely that it's in the stadium. This is mad coming here tonight because I think it's 16 of my fights have been here. So it's like coming to say goodbye to your call before we go to the big time, the big stage. But there's one thing everyone keeps forgetting about me, that everyone's talking about, like, I'm tough, I'm this, I'm that. Every single fight I've had at 154, my opponent's been on the floor. I've had them on the deck in every single fight at 154. I'm back down at my proper weight, I'm back with my title, and it's going to be a statement Saturday night.
Just finally, you've said this is your destiny. What have you seen happening in your mind tomorrow night, Sam?
Just me finally adding the British with this belt. This shoulder's getting lonely, so I need to add another one.
Top man, Sam. Wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. Thank you.
Okay, guys, very quickly, trick question for Carl and Tony. Sam Gilly's nicknamed the Magic Man. Who are the other two Magic Mans in boxing? I know Adam knows this.
Paulie Malignaggi.
And?
That's a good question.
Come on, Tony, don't let me down.
James Toney?
Don't let me down, no.
Antonio Tarver.
Hey, well done, sir, well done. All right,
that's enough of the bed early not to get me, Addy.
Enough of the game show. Let's go back to Mr. Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, the big boys of boxing will be in action. Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a 10-round contest for the vacant Commonwealth Silver Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome from Brighton, England, undefeated with 16 wins. 9 of his 16 wins come by way of knockout. Here is Tommy Hellboy Welch. And now let's welcome from Walworth, London, England. His professional record, 18 wins, just 1 defeat. 14 of his 18 wins come by way of knockout. He is a former British champion and former world title challenger. Let's welcome Richard the Midnight Train Riakporhe. First, we will welcome to the scale Tommy Welch. £233 for the undefeated Tommy Hellboy Welch. Now to the scale, Richard Riakporhe. $236.7 for Richard the Midnight Train Riakporhe. And once again, Richard Riakporhe with a big chance up at heavyweight now. Former world title challenger at cruiserweight, of course, lost that big fight at Selhurst Park. In with Tommy Welch, undefeated in 16. A big jump up for Tommy, but he fancies this, Tony, doesn't he?
He does, and he talks a really good game, and I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's undefeated. We don't know this guy's level yet, and that for me is the big question. Can he keep with Richard Riakporhe? Richard Riakporhe is a former champion and knows his way around the boxing. Richard Riakporhe is stronger at this weight. I was amazed he could make cruiserweight. He's a big lump. I'm really looking forward to this fight.
Impeccable condition, isn't he? Riakporhe. And he told me, Cole, this week he's so glad he doesn't have to boil down to cruiser now.
I mean, it must be a dream when you're someone that's... Look at the size of the guy. He's a monster of a man. And it'd be like Tony doing light heavyweight. Absolutely night and day, having to get to the... Well, not having to get to this weight. He works around and does whatever he wants. But look at the shape of him. My God.
All right, let's hear from Tommy Welch first. He's on the stage with Jamie Ward.
Okay, Tommy, here we go. Laser focus there in the final face-off. Just give us a little window into the mind of Tommy Welch. What's the mindset? One sleep to go.
I can't let you in, it might scare you.
In terms of the plan, though, tomorrow, you spoke very well, as I say, yesterday. What will the world find out on the biggest of stages about Tommy Welch?
We're done with the talking now. It's all going to be down to tomorrow. Just don't blink.
Okay, love it. Tommy, wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. We'll roll straight into Richard Riakporhe. Richard, firstly, a question on the weight. You said, look, this is your second fight up at heavyweight, and you said at the start of the week it's nice to feel the legs underneath you when you get, especially to weigh-in day. How does the body feel?
Yeah, feeling great, man. I love being at heavyweight, honestly, man. It's been hard at cruiser, man, but this is me, for sure.
Tommy had a bit to say yesterday. He's just said there, don't blink. That's his final message. What's the final prediction and message from Richard Riakporhe?
Yeah, it's going to be an explosive fight. Everybody tune in. I can't wait to let my hands go, man, tomorrow. It's going to be fun.
Top man, good luck, Richard.
I always wonder, when cruiserweights, and you're probably the best person to ask here, Tony, when cruiserweights move up to heavyweight, how do you know what amount of weight to put on? Like, when do you know, what's your ideal weight to fight with?
You'd have a training weight out there, whatever you feel best at in sparring. Mine was 15 stone. When I fought David Hay in the rematch, that was the perfect weight for me. 15 stone on the nose. A pound over, I feel sluggish. A pound under, I feel a bit drained. So that was all your sparring's done at that and all your fighting.
Can I ask a question, Tony? I imagine you probably sparred at that when you were a cruiserweight, 15 stone, and then having to boil yourself down.
Yeah.
You just stayed there as a heavy.
I would walk around at 16
All right, guys,
stone.
don't get too much into it. Thomas is over there waiting. What's this? A podcast? Thomas Schreiber, back to you.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest, and it will be for the vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship. Let's first welcome, coming to us from Duarte, California, USA. He brings a professional record of 18 wins, just one defeat. 16 of his 18 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Kurt Scooby. And now let's welcome, from Slough, England, undefeated with 13 wins, 10 of his 13 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked number 10 by Ring Magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Adam the Assassin Azim. First to the scale will be Kurt Scooby. $139.8 for Kurt Scooby. Now to the scale, Adam Azim. 139.4 for the undefeated Adam the Assassin Azim. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a 12-round contest for the vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship.
Well, he's played his part, hasn't he? Kurt Scooby, who came through from the Box Raw, a sparring club, and he's got his big opportunity. He can hit, he can really punch early, but Adam Azim, Tony, in my opinion, one of the hottest fighters we have.
I agree. I think this kid's the quickest fighter in the country. His hand speed is unbelievable, unparalleled. But this Scooby's the first guy who's trying to get under his skin, get in his face, and that will be, you know, I don't think that's going to faze Adam Azim at all, but like I said, this is the first time it's happened to him. All lessons to learn.
He did it at the press conference. He's trying it again here. Carl, this Kurt Scooby from America, but Adam's keeping his cool.
Yeah, he is keeping his cool. But look, this is something that's going to help Adam in his career going forward. He's going to come up against these sort of loudmouths. Maybe Americans, typically a lot of them are like this guy, so Adam's going to face plenty of them. It's just something he's going to have to get used to. But like Tony says, he's the fastest hands in British boxing right now, maybe world boxing.
16 knockouts though, Kurt Scooby.
He can punch and he's
on the
always
record, he can really bang, but Adam Azim unbeaten in 30 with 10 knockouts of his own. As Tony says, one of the quickest fighters in the world and one of the most promising.
Him or Ryan Garcia for the speed. Unbelievable speed.
It's like Amir Khan.
Yeah.
That's what it's like, the hand speed.
I thought he was going to hit him on the head with that trainer for a second. I thought, 1 second.
Listen, he's doing everything he can to get him off his game plan. The last thing Scooby needs is this boy coming in and putting him on a jab, boxing him and moving away with his legs. He needs this boy to have a fight with him in the middle of the ring to stand a chance. Adam Azim will be stupid enough to fall. He's got a very good coach in Shane McGuigan in his corner, and that is important. He needs to play his part tomorrow.
He's got a brilliant coach in Shane McGuigan. Also, Addy, he's got a huge team around him now, Adam Azim. They've got breathing coaches, conditioners, mental, physical parts, everything inside his camp. He is honestly being trained for superstardom.
And he might need it tomorrow against Kurt Scooby, who's on stage right now with Jamie Ward. Jamie.
Kurt, we've loved your energy this week, but just tell us, what were you saying to Adam Azim there in the final face-off?
I must break you. I must break you.
You believe you're under his skin, Kurt? Have you succeeded in that sense?
Come on now, you know it. Everybody in this room know it. I live in rent-free, baby. Rent-free and rent is due.
How do you do it tomorrow night? How do you beat Adam Azim? Final prediction.
Break. Break him. Break him. Break him. Break him. Break him. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, Kurt, wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. The message clear there, Adam, from Kurt Scooby. He says that he's under your skin. Is he?
No, he's not. He keeps thinking that's all mentally. He's only doing this reaction because he's scared. So I'm not fazed by anything. My job is to smash him on Saturday night. Everyone over here knows that I'm going to smash him on Saturday night, especially Ben Shalom, nice gentleman down here with a nice Versace jumper. And I know for sure Eddie Hearn knows I'm going to smash him as well. So let's get that straight.
What were you saying back to him there in the face-off?
I just said I'm calm, I'm collective. Like, there's no point in me reacting. He's scared, and that's all. His reaction is told by how scared he is.
Just finally, Adam, has it changed the way you want to win the fight tomorrow at all?
Not really. Objective remains the same. That's me to knock this guy out on Saturday night. Thank you.
Man, Adam Azim, wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. Thank you.
I love this. I love that. I mean, it was supposed to be Abdullayev. He wouldn't have got that reaction from Abdullayev, Adam. I like the fact that he's fighting someone who's going to give him this. If he goes to America, he's going to get this all the time.
As Carl said, education, and it's perfect at the age of 23 for Adam, who's not had the most active of years. He looked really good in February, was meant to fight again in the summer. That was called off at short notice, so he needs this performance, and he needs it on this stage, Addy, and I believe he'll deliver too.
As do our two next fighters as well. It's our chief support time, so let's throw it back downstairs to Thomas Triber.
Our next two fighters competing in tomorrow's chief support. It is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the WBO Global Welterweight Championship. We will first welcome the defending champion from Nottingham, England. His professional record, 22 wins, just 1 defeat. 8 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked number 10 by Ring Magazine. Let's welcome Echo the Engine Essuman. And now let's welcome the challenger from Chorley, Lancashire, England. His professional record, 31 wins, 2 defeats, 13 wins come by way of knockout. Here is the former world title challenger, Jack El Gato Catterall. And we welcome first to the scale, Echo Essuman, the defending champion. $146.5 for the defending champion, Echo the Engine Essuman. Now to the scale, the challenger, Jack Catterall. $146.7 for the challenger, Jack El Gato Catterall. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow on our Chief Support 12-round schedule for the WBO.
What a fascinating Chief Support here. Jack Catterall, El Gato, moved training camp from Jamie Moore, longtime trainer, over to Bosie Ellis in Philly, in with Echo Essuman. They've sparred before. Essuman in real form at this stage of his career, and naturally big welterweight as well. I can't wait for this, Tony.
It's a really, really good fight. It's a proper pick'em. You know, Essuman's coming in on the career best victory over Josh Taylor, and Jack Catterall's coming in, you know, off I'm not thinking, is this the last fight? The loss was with Barbosa, wasn't it? Harlem Eubank win, a dull fight with a head clash.
Yeah, the Barbosa Jr. defeat, the Harlem Eubank sort of non-event. It was a difficult one to assess him. He needed the change, he said. He's got to be sharp because Echo will be really there as the engine all the way.
Yeah, I think so. Echo's a quality fighter, but it'll be interesting to see just how Jack is with his new trainer.
All right, let's hear it from Echo Essuman first, with the Forest flag over his shoulders. He's with Jamie Ward.
Okay, Echo, how special is this? What an occasion here at York Hall for the weigh-in. Why do you believe this is the setting that will truly bring the best out of Echo Essuman tomorrow night?
Because it's just my time. I've got the momentum, I'm cruising, I'm ready to arise to the next levels.
How do you believe you do it, Echo? Just final message maybe to Jack Catterall, to the fans, to world boxing, to the welterweight division. How do you beat him tomorrow night?
I'd just be myself and enjoy it.
Okay. Simple as that. Wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. Echo Essuman, a fascinating Chief Support. We'll bring in El Gato, Jack Catterall. Jack, second fight up at welterweight. How's the body feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. Worked super hard for this fight, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the fans, for the big event tomorrow night, so let's go.
What's the difference between you and Echo Essuman in that ring tomorrow night?
I think it's going to be a mixture of things, the experience, the levels, the past opponents, but forget all of that. I've worked too hard to this fight to let this opportunity go.
Do you think you need a bit of a statement win here?
100%. I've made some big sacrifices, big changes over the last couple of months. I'm looking to show all of that tomorrow night.
Top man, Jack. Wish you the best of luck tomorrow night.
The big cards just keep on coming on DAZN. We have this one on Saturday. You don't have to wait too long for another special one. November 22nd, Ring 4, David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde.
Live, only on DAZN, November 22nd. The Ring 4. In boxing, gold is everything. And on this night, every fight feels like a main event. David Benavidez, the undefeated Mexican monster, defends against Anthony Yarde, London's heavy hitter. A warrior who's gone toe-to-toe with the best and has the power to end anyone's night early. But the action doesn't stop there. Devin Haney, a two-weight undisputed king, chases history in yet another division versus Brian Norman Jr., the undefeated champ. While Bam looks to unify more of his division if he can break Fernando Martinez. Plus, Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes clash at lightweight for the WBO title. This is more than a fight night. It's 4 world titles in 4 different divisions. It's the night of the champions. The Ring 4, November 22nd. Watch only on DAZN.
That really is an incredible card. Ring 4 card, November 22nd. I mean, any card that has Jesse Bam Rodriguez gets a tick for me. And that has Bam Rodriguez and so much more. December 27th. Ring 5, arguably pound for pound number 3. Inoue takes on Picasso. Nakatani on that card as well. You can see what they're trying to do. Inoue wins, Nakatani wins. We have a super fight next year. And then Serrano is back after that defeat to Katie Taylor. She takes on her for someone that she knows very well, Erica Cruz. 1-0 to Serrano. Will she make it 2-0? That one Saturday, January 3rd. Loads coming your way on the home of boxing, DAZN. All right, that was good. That was fun. We all enjoyed that. Great to have Adam Smith as well with us. By the way, you can see a ring behind us. No more sparring sessions. This is going to be fights, I think, because the Box Raw, I mean, they call it sparring, but if you guys watch the one in New York, Brooklyn, Adam, these guys come out and they go hell for leather.
I missed the one in Brooklyn because it was Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano 3 that night, but I was there in Riyadh for the second one. This is the third one tonight, and I cannot wait for it. There's a whole host of young British prospects on there, some I've seen before. Good fighters. It's going to be some scraps. It'll be brilliant.
Yeah, the one in New York that I was referring to, Kurt Scooby, fought on that. I think we're going to show it now. Got a knockout. I mean, yeah, look, I mean, this is what I'm trying to say. It's a war, isn't it? They say sparring. It's not sparring.
Look, these guys they're wanting to impress. Look at that. That's a great shot, by the way, as well. I mean, I don't know much about the opponent or anything, but it's easy to look good on short spells like that. But what's going to happen here? No one's going to, in the main frame that they're going to spar and take it easy. On a stage like this, you want to impress, so we may see knockouts.
This is about with 16-ounce gloves and head guards on. This is about.
Yeah.
Opportunity knocks
with the fans,
as well.
the fans and the noise as well. I mean, a lot of these people, why not get it on?
If they know that Riyadh Season and Ring Magazine and His Excellency are watching, they want to impress, they want to be on one of the big cards.
What stands out for you, Adam? I haven't asked you this on the undercard. Of all the fights on the undercard, and we can see it. It's a really good undercard, by the way. Which one really stands out for you?
You know, I'm a big admirer of Adam Azim, so I really want to see how he deals with this brash American Kurt Scooby. But I think you've got to say Cattrall and Echo Esserman. I mean, Jack really needs a big statement win, as he said in the interview. If he gets in that rhythm and he puts it on Echo, who they've sparred together before, it'll be fascinating. But Echo, Carl and I would say, he's just got this, not just the momentum, but the fitness, and he keeps getting better and better as rounds go. It's a really good fight as a chief support.
Yourself, Carl, what stands out for you?
I don't think anything on the undercard is going to steal what from the main event, because it's going to be an unbelievable fight. I firmly believe that. But for me, I think Sam Gilly and Ishmael Davis, I think their styles match up pretty well, and I think that could be a real shootout.
Heavyweight big boys for you, Tony, maybe?
I do really want to see it. I'm not going to lie. I love the heavyweights, obviously, being a former one. So, yeah, I want to see if Richard Riakporte is up to it, and I want to see if Tommy Walsh can deliver.
Yeah,
because he's saying,
spoke a lot, didn't he, yesterday?
You've said it, son. Go and prove it. You know, don't tell me, show me. And that's the big thing.
I spent a lot of time around Tommy and Scott, but that line he came out with yesterday, the midnight train to getting the last bus home.
Fantastic.
He's played his part, hasn't he?
Fantastic. I was like, there, take my money right there. Chris and Conor are going to make their way onto the scales very, very soon. How are they going to be feeling backstage? Just wanting to get this done and over with?
I think so. I don't think they'll be nervous at this stage. They've done the real weigh-in, haven't they? And they've already weighed. This is just another part of the theatre to help build this fight. I think the boys will be absolutely fine.
Who do you think's got the crowd? Who's going to get the cheers? Who's going to get the boos? Or do they both get cheers and boos? Who wins the crowd here?
I've been up in the rafters. Everyone gets a great spot here at York Hall. I would say probably Conor Benn has most, but we are in East London, the Essex lot faithful. But there are some Eubank fans up there, and there's a lot of people in the media that think Eubank Jr. wins this more comfortably tomorrow night. But I know the guys alongside me don't believe that. So this is the curiosity of this fight, that really it's a Benn Eubank experience, and who knows what's going to happen.
That's the beauty of it, Tony. We generally don't know, right? I mean, I guess you can poll all this crowd and everyone's kind of and ahhing. Everyone has a reason why they think Chris is going to win. Everyone thinks Conor's going to win because he's the younger and fresher. That's why you got to tune in and watch it on DAZN, because anything can happen.
They've both endeared themselves brilliantly to the public, and I believe they're both backed. I actually now think they're both loved by the public. I think that everyone's took on both of their stories, the narrative of it all, and they're like, you know what? They've absolutely massacred each other in that first fight. They've took each other apart. They've absolutely beat the living daylights out of each other, and they've actually now got a common ground respect for each other. You can see it when they come together, and I think the public have endeared that, and you can see it on everyone's face in here. We just want to see the same again, and I think we will do. You have to, because they can't change.
One thing we didn't get last time round, and we were close a couple of times, was a knockdown. We saw a couple of legs buckle, but we never got a knockdown. Do we get a knockdown tomorrow?
Potentially. I mean, I think pride kept both men up. Yes. Both guys were out on their feet at the time. They were both exhausted in the fight, and they just kept biting down on the gum shield and pushing forward and pushing on. And knockdown either way does not surprise me.
Addy, what's interesting, right? Eubank starts favourite. He won by 4 rounds on each of the cards first time around. But he's 36. It's 7 months on. Conor Benn's 29. He's fresher. Will Eubank's body be able to hold up for another 12 rounds? That's, I think, for me, a real imponderable in this. And this is what gives Conor Benn a real chance.
Did anyone else have it that wide? I thought it was really, really close. Ran it like 4 rounds.
But the judges had it, didn't they? 116,
I can't remember, but I think it was about 2 or 3. I had it.
Eubank won the fight.
4.
No,
I
agree. I thought Eubank was the winner, 100%. I agree, but I had him winning by 1 or 2 at the very most.
Tony, you know about weight and making it and how long your careers go on. Chris has been around a very, very long time. He looks phenomenal, but will that 12 rounds have taken a chunk out of him and enough out of him to give Conor Benn the win?
I said it yesterday, Adam. There's never been in the history of boxing a weight train fighter getting stronger in the championship rounds of fights. Never happened. Do you know why it's never happened? Because it can't. It doesn't exist. Carl knows, man next to me. When we've been weight trained, when I make 12 stone 7, it butchered me, it killed me. I never had a good 12 rounds in me as soon as I hit 30. Carl knows even more. Super bantam. Carl, tell them.
I think we've been tricked a little bit by how tough it is for Eubank, and he tricked me, to be honest. But his last time, the day off weigh-in, he came in, the day of the fight weigh-in, he only weighed an extra 8 pounds. That isn't someone who's struggling with a rehydration problem. I boxed at 122, and it was so difficult for me to stay within 132 in the IBF rules that I was waking up the next morning still dry.
How much weight did you have to lose, Carl, on the morning of weigh-ins? On the day of the rehydration limit?
Between 6 and 8 pounds.
Yeah, huge amount.
Now there you go. That is the sign of someone who's really tight at the weight. Now me making 12.7, it was a killer, and I had to make the rehydration course for the Donna Stevenson. I couldn't do it.
The master of trickery is the Eubanks, so I guess we shouldn't be surprised. All right, let's show you inside the Eubank camp. Here's a little snippet of what you can expect if you watch this on the DAZN platform.
When working with Chris is to me is like a class, and he all ears. and he take it in really, really well. You know, just when you in school, you know, your teachers just go over it and over it and over it and over it until you actually get it. The work rate Chris is at right now, we gauge it week by week. We go up until we get to the time of the actual fight, and I'm excited. I'm satisfied where he at. You know, how he's pushing it. You know, you got to constantly push a fighter. You know, it might be in the 9th round. You know, it might be in the 10th round or 11th round. I got my hands up, and I'm catching, and my punches is coming in bunches. All right, let's go. There we go. Give me 2. Go 1 go. There we go. 2 go. There we go.
Yeah, training camp's tough. Training camps, a lot of the time, camps are harder than the actual fight because it's weeks and months and days and days and days of continuous pain and struggle, and you've got to push as hard as you can because when it's all said and done, when that bell goes, the man who pushed himself harder in training, the man who put his body through the most stress, put himself in the most uncomfortable positions he could, that man is the man that's going to win.
Yeah, you've got to pull the glove off now. You've got to pull it. So hold it at the top. Pull as hard as you can. Stand up. Pull.
I'm okay.
You okay? That's good. Give me a hand. Up, up. When you fall up, when you fall down, you get up straight away, always.
Raheem is, he's what happiness is to me. I'm just happy when I'm around him. Even we don't even have to be doing anything. I can be on the Xbox with him. He can be at the gym with me. If he's there, I'm happy. And this is the first camp I've had where he's kind of been a part of my camp. You know, he'll stay at my house. He'll come to the gym with me, and it's amazing. I've never had this before, where I'm walking into a gym happy because he's there. Usually I'm mean when I'm coming to the gym. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to, I don't want to talk about anything. I've got a job to do, and that's it. For this camp, I'm coming to the gym, I'm smiling because Raheem's here. And I know I'm going to go and spend some time with him afterwards. So that's been really great.
That's a lovely moment, isn't it? Always fascinating to see what fighters have to go through in training camp and then what they have to go through on fight night as well. All right, it is time for your main event weigh-in. Thomas Schreiber has been replaced by the greatest MC there is of all time, Mr. Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the 100-year-old fantastic venue for sports and boxing, especially here in London. York Hall, one of the all-time greats. And this is the official weigh-in for Unfinished Business, Ring Unfinished Business. Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, Episode 2. It's all tomorrow night at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium here in London. And special thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for making this all possible. To the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority and Saudi Boxing Federation, His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh. This is a presentation of Riyadh Season. Sella, the Bible of Boxing Ring Magazine, promoters Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Ben Shalom for Boxer. Sponsored by Everlast, BYD, Cleans, Movember, Mr. Q Casino, and Betfred. And we expect 60,000 fans tomorrow night at the stadium. There are still a few tickets left. Just go to ticketmaster.co.uk and get a ticket. You gotta be there if you're in London. It's 12 rounds of boxing, the main event, and on the line, no belts. It's for pride, it's for honor, it's for legacy, and it's for bragging rights. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for the weigh-in for the main event tomorrow night. and welcome the fighters to the scales. Making his entrance first, in the company of his dad, the Hall of Fame two-time world champion Nigel Benn. This fighter has an outstanding record consisting of 23 victories, 14 big wins by knockout, only 1 defeat. He looks for revenge tomorrow night. The former WBA Continental Champion from Ilford, Essex, England, Conor the Destroyer Benn. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him to the ring. Making his entrance, his professional record, an outstanding 135 victories, 25 big wins by knockout, only 3 defeats. He's the former two-time IBO middleweight world champion from Brighton, England, ranked number 3 in the world by the Bible of Boxing Ring magazine, Chris Eubank Jr. 7 months ago, they stepped into the same ring. Episode 2, tomorrow night. First onto the scales. His record, 23 victories, 14 wins by knockout, that 1 defeat. Weighing in officially at 159.3. 159.3 rounds for Conor Benn. Stepping onto the scales next with a professional record consisting of 35 victories, 25 big wins by knockout, only 3 defeats. Two-time IBO middleweight world champion. Tomorrow night is for bragging rights. On the scale at this time, please welcome Chris Eubank Jr. 159.1 pounds for Chris Eubank Jr.
Eubank Jr. looks in incredible shape, incredible. And look, just to be clear for those people watching at home that maybe are confused, this is the ceremonial weigh-ins.
Yeah.
So he would have put on a couple of pounds since the official weigh-in earlier in the morning, and he still looks
in great
shredded,
shape.
doesn't he? Ripped to the bone.
So much better than the last time. It'll be interesting to see if anything happens here.
Between Conor the Destroyer Benn, Chris Eubank Jr.
Just intense, isn't it?
So intense. But there's a respect there now, isn't there? The boys have the respect. They both admitted that, but pride is a big thing, Addy. These guys will fight their heart out again to make sure they can do whatever it takes to have their hand raised.
Tomorrow night, that is your main event. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2. Same place, same venue, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, live and exclusive on DAZN. These boys are going to handle unfinished business. No more pushing, no more shoving, no words spoken in that face-off. I think they've done enough of that in the last couple of years. It's just now about time to get down to business. And these boys will do that tomorrow. I have a feeling they're going to do one more little face-off here. I kind of feel like they're going to... No one wants to break away, do they? Conor looking incredible as well.
Ben looks in great shape. He looks a bit bigger this time than he did the last time, I think.
Yeah, I think last time 156, 157.
Yeah.
Obviously this time
just growing into the weight a little bit.
How on earth he gets back down to 147?
Well, that's going to be an issue, I think, going forward.
But again, both men in incredible shape, both men, and everyone says it, but the best camp of their lives. I think both men are going to produce an incredible fight on Saturday. If it's anything like the first fight, then everyone's in for a treat.
And I don't think it really can be too much different than the first one, unless there's an early knockout, which I don't see either. But I just think that the two guys fight the same way, and I think it's all down to Conor. Conor only knows one way to fight, so he's going to force Chris into a fight that he doesn't want to have. Chris would much rather prefer to keep it at arm's length. Conor won't allow him to do that.
All right, let's hear it from Conor Benn. He's on stage topless with Mr. Jamie Ward.
Okay, Conor Benn, here we go. The last word. Just tell us exactly what is going through the mind of Conor Benn 1 day out from fight night.
I'm just excited to get in there and do the business and put on a great show for the fans, for the supporters. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, man.
Slightly heavier this time than you were on the Friday in April. Was that deliberate? Are you happy with how you've weighed in here today?
Yeah, I mean, listen, obviously I'm a welterweight, but for this fight, I want to come in heavy and come in at the weight I am. Chris can do what he wants. I'm not concerned about him and what he does. Ultimately, I'm fighting a middleweight, so I'll come in at middleweight.
For all your supporters, the Benn fans who want to see revenge, redemption tomorrow night, what is your message to them? What happens in the ring tomorrow night, Conor? Final word.
Do not miss it. Make sure you tune in live on DAZN.
Redemption all that matters, though?
Always. That's the only thing that matters.
Top man, Conor. Wish you the best of luck. We'll head over to Chris Eubank Jr. Thank you, Conor Benn, for a final word. Chris, good to see you. The last word with yourself as well. Weight made, mentally, physically, what's going through your mind right now, 1 day out, and how does the body feel?
I'm feeling good. Everything is on track for a Chris Eubank Jr. KO win.
How excited are you, Chris, after all the sacrifice in this training camp, behind the scenes with Bomac, just to pull everything together tomorrow night, get back in the ring and do what you love to do and do best?
As you just said, this is what I love to do. It's my life. I'm not excited. This is who I am as a human being, as a man. I was born, I was bred to fight. And I cannot wait to go out there tomorrow and show the world what I'm made of once again.
And a final message to your fans as well, Chris, who will be there in their tens of thousands tomorrow night, who want to see Eubank's supremacy cemented forever. What do you believe happens to Conor Benn in that ring tomorrow? What's your final message?
The first fight was a Fight of the Year contender. This fight is going to be Fight of the Decade contender.
Chris Eubank Jr., wish you the very best of luck tomorrow night. Thanks very much for speaking to us. We are going to grab a word. No, we're not. Not from the promoters. That's it. Ade, back to you.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Both men have said what they need to say. Both men look in incredible shape, Tony, as well, don't they?
Yes, unbelievable shape. The levels of sacrifice and dedication they will have gone through to get in that kind of shape is commendable. So, yeah, watch, tune in tomorrow. I can't wait.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I think we both know, and they know, I guess, more than most, because they share 12 rounds with each other. They're going to have to go for a lot of hurt and pain tomorrow.
Yeah, they will. I think they're expecting it as well. I don't see an early knockout. I really don't. I think that Chris looked a lot more healthy this time around, and I think Conor looked noticeably bigger, stronger this time around as well. So if it all comes together, it might even be a better fight than the first one. Imagine that.
It'll be interesting to see who wants to go there first, who wants to go the dark place first.
Conor. I think it will be him.
He has to, Carla. He has to go there first, and he will do. But Chris has to match him sooner or later, because I think this is a fight where one of these boys wins 7 rounds. You've done the job, you've done enough, and I think if Conor comes out there and paces himself correctly this time, I think he wins 7 rounds clearly, and that'll be the difference. He can fight for 3 minutes of a round. Chris can't fight for 3 minutes of a round, but he can win big round. He can win a big round with a minute of good work.
Right, Eddie Hearn's joined us in the studio. Eddie, both men looked incredible on the stage there. Yes, we know these are ceremonial weigh-ins, but they almost look like they weighed in right now, because both look shredded to the bone.
Yeah, more interestingly, the scales are on, which is quite unusual. There's a bit of an incident.
Do you want to tell us? Do you want to tell us, Eddie? Do you want to tell us?
Basically, the board have put the scales on, but we all know they weighed in earlier today. And Eubank got on the scales, and with his paranoid mind, I think he thinks someone wants to see his weight. So he's like looking at the scales, and I thought he was going to turn the scales off. But unbelievably, Conor Benn was 167 pounds, and Eubank was just 165. which I found fascinating.
You know,
I mean,
I think he's tricked us all, Eddie, and he tricked me. I don't see
Didn't
someone
trick me,
that
mate.
has
I've told you from
only
day
added
one.
a few pounds on from that weight. I know what it was like, and Tony knows. He doesn't struggle like he wants us to
He makes the
believe.
weight fine, but I think this time he's made the weight much better, because last time at the weigh-in he didn't look as healthy as he does today. I think he knows the threat of Conor Benn. I think he knows the dangers of the fight, and I think he's worked really hard in camp, and I think he's done the weight well.
He miscalculated that.
To just put on 5.5 pounds. I mean, every other fighter that stood up there, Echo Esserman was 163 pounds. They're fighting at 147.
Yeah.
Jack Cattrall was 162 pounds. Wow. So I was actually shocked Conor put on 7.5 pounds.
Yeah,
but really surprised. I think Eubank's done the weight well this time.
I've told anyone who listened, I've said it. He's playing everyone. He's a smart boy. He's really smart. He's played everyone. Why is he putting videos up of struggling to make weight? Why didn't he do this before the Liam Smith fight? Why is he doing it now? What is the point of these videos of struggling to make weight and going on, the rehydration clauses? Conor Benn has gained more weight than he has.
I tell you why, it's an excuse at the end of it if it doesn't go your way.
Thank you. Someone to
you can see by that clip there, both men remembered that first fight in training camp. Both men knew exactly what they went for, and both men prepared accordingly for what's to come tomorrow night.
Who wants to go to the hard place first? That's the one you've got to ask.
You can't underestimate Eubank's toughness. He's a tough kid. He always has been. But there does come a time in your career where it just gets a little bit too tough for too long. I don't think that'll come from him tomorrow night. I look at the people around him. I know that a lot of people around him thought after the last one, that's enough. Now they're going again. There is concern about what happened last time, how tough it was last time. I promise you there's no concern in our camp or around Conor Benn about how tough it might get tomorrow night.
Is there concern about how better Eubank made the weight from a Conor Benn perspective?
Oh, I expected him to, because I think he would have underestimated Conor Benn last time. And I've got to be honest, although Conor Benn surprised me so much last time, with his chin, with his heart, with all that kind of stuff, he was very poor on the night, and Tony Simmons wasn't happy with the performance. We know what he's capable of, and if he would have done a little bit better last time, he might have won the fight. We feel he can do a lot better, but I do believe Eubank will be in better shape this time around, because he knows what's to come. I heard Carl's comments about what that fight could take out of him. The reality is we just don't know. It could have taken a lot out of him, or maybe he wasn't as well prepared last time and he's better prepared tomorrow night. The reality is it's going to come down to 36 minutes in that ring. But we like our spot, because I promise Conor's completely different this time around. This time, after the weigh-in last time, we were having to put an arm around him saying, "You're all right, yeah," and he was like, he was nervous, but he was just so pumped, and he wanted to go out there and rip him to shreds. That emotion's not there anymore. It's just, I need to go out there and deliver everything we've been working on. That's it. It's performance related rather than just emotion related.
You always forward plan for your fighters, right? In terms of, okay, these are the next 12 months. Do you forward plan for Conor making 147?
I think it's going to be very hard for him to come back to 147. When I saw him in the gym about a week or so ago, he looks different this time out. His trunk is much thicker, his back's bigger, his legs are bigger, because he's been training to fight at 160 pounds. I mean, one thing you learn about nutrition is his fuel for this training camp is enabling him to train so hard. I mean, he's literally training 3 times a day, pumping himself with calories and just making sure the diet is absolutely on point. He's fit as a fiddle, and he showed that in the first fight. He's actually fitter in this fight than he will be in the first fight. But I do think he can return to 47. I think 54 might be suited better. But let's be honest, 54 is just a disaster as well. You've got Boots Ennis, you've got Virgil Ortiz, you've got Fundora, you've got Xander Zayas. I mean, there's no easy touches. But down at 47, you look at the fights like Barrios particularly, even Lewis Crocker, our guy. There are World Championship fights that can get made, but the focus is on Saturday. But I know every time he trains in his gym, he's got his dad's WBC belt out there next to the running machine. I know what it means to him. So this is personal. The next stage is about legacy and World Championships, but let's focus on tomorrow.
Indeed. Finally, just before I let you go, Eddie, I just saw on Twitter briefly Matchroom's schedule for the first quarter of 2026, and it looks scary.
Red hot. I mean, this is just a little snippet of what we're doing. We are going to explode in 2026. We are coming out red hot, and we're going to spank everybody out there in 2026, let me tell you. First up, we've got Andy Cruz against Murataya, right? Our Cuban gold medalist. Only had a handful of fights. Muay the world champion, a fantastic fighter. Las Vegas, January the 24th. January the 31st, he's won out the blue. Josh Pretty Boy Kelly, we re-signed him. He's rolling the dice against the second bogeyman in the division, because we got the #1, Jaron Ennis, Murtsalayev. We saw him dispatch and batter Tim Tszyu. It's the first World Championship fight in the Northeast for over 10 years. Josh Kelly gets his world title shot January the 31st. February the 21st, we're back in Nottingham for the Bad Blood rematch. It's win or you're out the game. Josh Warrington rematches Lee Wood in a brilliant rematch at 130 pounds. And then one of my favourite fights, Feb 28th. It's, for me, one of the best fights in boxing. It's the war. Who's going to be the king of Mexico? Navarrete against Nunes, the big unification at 130 pounds. It's an unbelievable start to the year, and we're not even touched the surface, Ade. Honestly, you think that's good, you wait till you see what's coming. The DAZN, the global home of boxing, get on the Ultimate Pass, but more importantly, get on tomorrow night. 70,000 people at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Come on, come on, come on. We're going to war tomorrow night at the global home of boxing. Do not miss it, this is what we live for.
There you go. I mean, what can I say? And it will be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the best stadium in the country. It really is very, very special. I'll tell you what else was very, very special as well. The rivalry line, the journey from Conor Benn to Chris Eubank Jr. going all the way back to the 90s for when Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank Sr. first locked horns.
Welcome on board the rivalry line. Today we're going to take you on a journey through one of British boxing's most fiercest rivalries. Earlier on in his career, Chris used to beg his dad to fight. Then Chris Eubank Sr. was always like, no. And then he got his wish.
I'm letting you try. All you've got to do is tell me the word. If you tell me, I'll help you. Okay?
Dad, I've already said yes. Stop saying you're saying yes or no. I want to do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Move. Maybe there's another... Maybe there's another, No. Let's just put it this way. There's one to watch. He'll be one to watch.
Chris Eubank Jr. This is the full assault from Eubank. He punches Eubank, so it's a mismatch. But this is a young man really on the rise.
2011, Chris Eubank Jr. made his debut. And yes, we got simply the best. And yes, he flipped over the ropes. But now, it was time for him to separate himself from his dad. Carve out his own name, his own story. Half of the rivalry had just begun. So 5 years after Chris Eubank Jr. had flipped the rope and made his debut, a young man by the name of Conor Benn had made his way from Australia to England. He made his pro debut. 2016, the son of the Dark Destroyer started his own path. He even got the name Destroyer on his back. Surely we weren't going to get what we thought we were going to get. Eubank versus Benn, Chapter 2. Yeah, this is where Part 2 of the rivalry really started.
Let's get this party started!
April 26, 2025. I remember it like it was yesterday because it felt like that. The two sons finally about to get it on. When they started swinging, oh, did these boys start swinging. I remember thinking, surely this type of energy isn't going to last more than a couple of rounds. It did. Round one, bang, bang, chins getting tested, bodies getting tested, and the rounds went on and on. You know what's crazy? The rounds went so quick. Sign of a good fight. They kept on going and going and going. They knew how important this was. Why? Because this is Benn versus Eubank. This is 35 years of drama. They're not just doing it for themselves, they're doing it for their dads, they're doing it for their families, and boy, did they not disappoint.
There's going to be everyone on their feet in this Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, applauding the bravery, the savagery, the intensity of Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn.
Unanimous decision. Chris Eubank.
In the end, Eubank nicked it. But the good thing about boxing, if it's so good, we can do it again. All right, here we go. Nearly at the final stop, the final destination. All the training's been done. All the sit-ups you can do have been done. It's time for these boys to get it on again. This one isn't round 1. No. This is round 13. These boys will finish what they started at the same venue. It's going to be loud. In fact, it's going to be louder, I think, because now we have an expectation. We know what they can do. And boy, oh boy, these boys can deliver. And they will deliver. November 15th, live on DAZN, exclusively, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2. Should be a good one.
If you love the fight, you'll love the game.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days with the entire nation hunting you down. Win $1 billion and change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What's your game plan?
Tune in and find out.
The Running Man, in cinemas now.
If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. Success begins with a person's will. It's a state of mind.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy.